codependency. Hey, Gosha, sociologist and psychotherapist. I would like to mention today codependency because around we can see a lot of helpful types, helpful people that, they take on a role in a society, in a project, in a family of helping others, and it could be like a huge cause or a role in a charity or some kind of other benefactory activity on the small or larger scale. But it can be also the part of your social group, or maybe your friend that all the time talks about you only, is asking how do you feel, but how can I help you? Maybe you are that type of person that constantly needs to make sure that others around are okay, or that you can help in any way or attend their needs. And it might look very noble, and surely helping others, it is very noble. It's a sign of empathy and compassion. But I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't also look at that as well from the mental health perspective, because it can be also a sign of underlying issue that we can call them many names. I don't like using one tag, but right now I need to name it in order to explain it, and there are many shades of gray, so that's a small caveat in the beginning. So we might call it codependency. Codependency, it is existing issue around in a society. It has its cause, and it also has its hope for those who are codependent, because they don't need to live like that all their life. But going back to the beginning, what is it and where it comes from? So it is this need of validating ourselves through helping others. So codependent people are not as much happy or fulfilled if they are just doing their own business. So they're constantly taking the active role of attending others' needs, healing other people's problems, and actually many of the people that start as to become a therapist, and either they heal that place of codependency or they drop out, they also been in somehow codependent. So that's a small fun fact. But in a society, in the relationships, those people most of the time they suppress their own feelings, suppress their own needs and emotions. Often they don't even realize what they need in the moment, and they might even call themselves doormats, or they are this kind of pushovers often, and not respected by others because they are always there, and however you treat them. So maybe you've heard about narcissists. So narcissists, they charge themselves up through taking from others. Codependents, they are charging themselves up from giving, because in that way they feel they are needed, that they are they have worth. So it is their way of also lifting themselves up, or even justifying their existence. It sounds a little bit sad, and in part it is, and also focusing on others' needs, it can be very noble, but when it comes from the healed ego perspective, from the healed self. But if it is dictated by this need, this kind of compulsive need that stems from hurt, then it requires healing, and that's why I'm talking about it right now. So it stems from hurt because often codependent people grew up in environments that did not pay attention to their needs, that were not very honest, and so the honesty were a big no-no. whenever someone was expressing themselves truthfully, authentically, they were punished because maybe there was some other underlying issue around, like alcoholism, or maybe some kind of not necessarily pathology, but maybe some problem or issue within the family, within the social group, that was like a big taboo. Nobody was supposed to talk about it. So if you were the one who were calling it, you are immediately put down or punished by being honest. So this type of personality grew up in this type of conviction: what I feel is either not right, I should not feel it, and especially I should not talk about it. So after years of the type of patterns, and these people develop into something called the codependency mindset. So I think it's obvious why we want to heal it. We want to become fully empowered in ourselves, to make independent choices, even if it would be still helping others, attending this wonderful organization, charities, causes, helping, aiding others, serving as a psychotherapist. It would be from the place of healed self, not from this kind of compulsive need of validating, justifying, and pumping this hurt ego. So how we want to do it? We want, first of all, to focus on ourselves. So going back to the beginning, when it all started, when we were negating what's happening inside, we want to reverse the situation around, and start to pay attention. What is happening in me? What I really feel? What I really need right now? What is it? And start feeding what we need. To just at first it will be very weird because you're not used to do that. Also, when you start exercising this kind of self-care, having time for myself, it's not like, oh, who can I attend right now? Like yourself, have a bath, take a walk, not to serve somebody on the other side, but just for yourself. Also treat your body right, give yourself good food, time to rest. It all will be at first very strange to do, because if you have a pattern of a codependent person that pays attention to others more to oneself, you will feel like you're doing something wrong. Maybe this kind of guilt feeling that were underlying your life, now it will be telling you that you are selfish, you're egoist, you, instead of paying attention to others, you're paying attention to yourself. But that's the right thing. At least for a while it needs to be even exaggerated, just to break the pattern, so that, and while you will be doing it, and the conviction that it's right will be growing, you might observe also the old friends dropping out, because over this kind of years of thinking that by serving others as a doormat is a friendship, you might not see that the friends that you had, they were not treating you right. Maybe you were even in this codependent relationship with a narcissist that was taking from you, and you were only most happy and willing to give all the time, because in that way you were validating yourself. So when you start breaking this pattern and giving yourself, this type of parasitic personalities will start dropping off you, because if there is nothing else to suck out of you, they have no purpose in your life. And this is how we transform our relationships. And through transforming ourselves, then our relationships, we also transform our society. That's why everything that comes from the self-awareness and understanding your needs, giving yourself what is good for you. I'm not talking about the hedonism and excess with no control. I'm talking about the equal right for yourself. that, from the small scale, you can also transform the world around you. You don't need to, I'm not talking about activists that they don't have their role, because they have. But that's the small thing that you can do for yourself that also has impact on the larger system. So, while we came from codependency into healing the world, but I think you see the logic behind it, and the two underlying philosophies behind every type of healing, and especially for the codependency, is self-love and self-awareness. If you start giving yourself what you deserve, and you observe your thoughts and feelings, and you honor them, you transform your life. And due to the course of transforming your life, you transform your relationship and the larger society at some point as well.